the Nah, but potentially can look for a dive if Akali is able to sort of pressure him. How do we have runes here?
Is Calumnia with the Aerie, so stronger for lane. Mission, once again, does seem to prefer the first strike on the Azir. Also first strike on Elise.
Yeah, that's something I haven't seen before. Usually it's Dark Harvest, Electrocute, occasionally press the attack, but...
It's pretty interesting. I wonder if just took it so that you can grab Hex Flash. It does allow kind of more creative gank windows. And I think it's definitely better to take first strike than something like the Spellbook on the Elise. So definitely interesting coming out.
Futures market pretty cool too, because Elise sort of getting that early item, the item as early as possible, is huge for her. Obviously, does really well with just the one item, with, I mean, percentage max health and missing health damage on her Q in both forms. So, I mean, interesting take on sort of how you build Elise here by Alex. Is YJY positioning very aggressively on Tarm already.
Will they be able to get Prime in this matchup? Because I think Zyra Khan normally does kind of destroy level 1, but could maybe be difficult in the Tarm. I think if they don't get Prior early, though, they are just going to be getting pushed in all three lanes, which can be very, very scary. We kind of saw what happened. I think it was Lava yesterday who had to jungle with 3 losing lanes. Didn't feel good. Calumnia is securing the mid push, but it comes at the cost of quite a lot of health. Looks like S9 actually will pick up the push, so yeah, actually they are going to manage to get through this early game not too bad. Calumnia has to be careful how much health he trades, because does make himself, you know, gets the prior, but comes at the cost of making yourself much more vulnerable to any early Elise gank. The mission could maybe even hold the wave.
Looks like he will be, and health totals being like this when you do have that Aerie doesn't feel particularly good as that Orianna, but we'll ward there out to try and not get ganked by Elise from the bottom side, and Alex actually coming from the top side, so Calumnia will not have vision of that for now. We also see Fia pathing towards his bot jungle, so very vulnerable here is the Orianna.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a flash.
The mission goes in. Flash held so far, very well done. Flash used Cocoon, does land anyway, and first blood to Alex. So really good patience on the use of that Cocoon there. Secures first blood for himself, and you have to feel like he's going to be able to sort of snowball other lanes now.
It was really well played by Alex. Kind of confusing by Calumnia, just the whole thing. Ooh, as we have a trade in the bot river. Alex, I think, without the red buff, will just be forced away. But it's kind of really strange, right? Like, you're trading extremely heavily in a matchup you don't win, and they have a ganking Lin jungler, as we see another trade come out bot. Also, I think the way Calumnia kind of ran away from that was weird. Probably should have gone on the tower. But does end up going down, and that's the Impunity getting that snowball in the mid jungle that they've been looking for. Oh, another Cocoon actually.
Cocoon lands very low. Flash in from Mission. He will come in with those soldiers. Nice repel there from Alex. Can they get the kill and get out? He will flash away. Fia flashing to follow.
Oh, the heal
used. Nice usage there. Cocoon lands again. Fia will not have an escape now. Will also be going down now. Who will the kill be given to? It is Mission. So 2-0-1 at 4 minutes on Azir. That's insane. This is so
It is. Wow.
Yeah.
2-0 at only 4 minutes into the game, and to be honest, this just gets even worse for Calumnia, right? You're now behind in a matchup that's already difficult, and you still don't have Flash, right? You can just be reganked eventually here by Alex, who even has the Hex Flash. So, disastrous early game here for S9, and I think a lot of that had started just from Calumnia. As we see a trade come out, let's take a look at this replay.
Not the best timing for a replay.
It wasn't. Alex, he gets the Cocoon and Mission flashes forward. They managed to get Calumnia very, very low, and it was actually insane that Alex lived after this. I thought it would just be 1-for-1, Fia can walk out through mid, but actually fully commits, and the flash heal from nature is just in time. And another Cocoon hits from Alex. Obviously was CC'd there on Fia, but I mean, this is an insane start for Impunity. I think we were saying before, if Alex can just get his lanes through the early game, they're completely fine, let alone have a lead. Now they're winning in all 3 lanes. Impunity managed to pick up a solo kill or a 2v2 kill in the bot lane during the meantime, and Drive obviously winning out in this 1v1 matchup. So win conditions for S9 are rapidly falling away. Alex, he's looking bot. Pay attention to Calumnia's health as well. Could be very diveable.
Yeah, obviously during that replay, the Abyssal Voyage from Tarm led to another death, and yeah, things sort of going from bad to worse. Already a 2k gold lead at 5 minutes, and I mean, at this stage of the game, that feels a pretty insurmountable. Obviously, the later the game goes, if they maintain just 2k, it'll be fine, but Alex already invading. Look at the chunk his Q's doing already onto Fia, and he'll be forced off of his wolves as Mission is almost proxy farming on Azir. Abyssal Voyage comes in, but nice repel from Alex to get out of that one.
Mission's level 6 versus level 4. I mean, mid is just completely unplayable.
Yeah, Emperor's Divide available, and you have to be real careful. He could just come in and get a double kill off that ability alone. Mana pretty low, though, so maybe not quite able to.
I think doesn't have the mana for the combo, but oh my god, his combo is so low. But every time he gets his base cancelled, it's more CS lost.
And Fia might be just going down here, tanked up by Alex, and Mission will get it with Emperor's Divide. So 3 kills onto this Azir. Calumnia forced out, although down in bot we have Adeline, who will likely be going down. Tries to flash away. Can Rakan get here in time? Does just, but will it save him? Nice flash by Kyrus to dodge the Blade Caller. Alex, however, is down here now, and Kyrus will be going down also as YJY Abyssal Voyage is in. Is low health bar on Alex. Repel used to stop the damage and double kill for Alex. So 7-1 of almost 3k, nearly 4k gold lead already to the side of Impunity.
Impunity are just running rings around them in pretty much every lane here. I mean, top's the only lane that's close, but Driver already has the magic resist, so Relia can't really go for an all-in. Take a look at the mid items right now. It's Lost Chapter up against, I guess, what is tier boots. It's going to be pretty unplayable in mid. I guess looking at the replay, so Alan got engaged on very early. He did kind of do his best to disengage, honestly, and despite going down, managed to kind of buy his team 2 kills here because Kyrus was forced to flash forward and then kind of was overcommitted. And Alex is so strong here that he actually just takes out Kyrus in relatively short order. So obviously it is nice for Kyrus to pick up that kill, but the map just snowballs more and more. And now Rel here with that red side 5th pick gets solo killed. And I feel like it was never a lane I expected Akali to win, and now we kind of get confirmation. I don't know. I don't want to say it's game over, but you're down 4,000 gold here at 8 minutes. You have 3 losing lanes and jungle. Can Kyrus 1v9? That's really the last remaining hope.
I presume not, and it does look like Impunity are kind of going for an any percent speed run on this game.
S9, they're trying to push up bot lane. The problem is it's so difficult to trade. Alex can just get Herald, and the entire S9 team is so behind in tempo and prio that they can't even really do anything. Now we're going to have a look at how Driver solo killed Rel here. I mean, it's just way stronger with the magic resist. If Akali doesn't have threat with all in, there's just no threat onto the Gnar. Just gets CC'd and kind of taken out. Also has, I guess, yeah, no flash. I'm not sure where lost flash. Must have been lost in the 1v1 before.
Yeah, it does appear that this, red 5 counter pick hasn't really done anything at the moment. Rift Herald picked up by Impunity. I do presume probably going to put it mid. I mean, snowball this game even quicker by opening up the map. And interestingly enough, they haven't really had any focus on this dragon yet. And I believe that they should be sort of looking for it soon.
They just don't care about it. Because they're knowing that they're so far ahead, they can end the game before it's an issue. Both mids just used flash, by the way, and an ults were used, or rather, Oriole was used. The Zero was not. Calumnia has the TP, but yeah, already down on 3 plates. It's definitely a good Herald opportunity. Merrick Tread's coming on Calumnia, but already 0-2 isn't really going to make a huge difference.
Abyssal Voyage used. Atlan will not get hit by it, and then the follow-up comes from Nature, rooted by the Blade Caller and extremely low on YJY. You have to feel like going in here now as Wukong, probably not going to be so good with that Featherstorm available for the Xayah.
Fear is trying to find something, but there just really isn't anything to be found. The lanes are just too far behind. This top tower is getting pretty low as well. I mean, this could be a Herald opportunity too. It's very difficult, I think, for Rel here to play this game from behind. Although I think the same can be said about basically every lane. I mean, just huge leads across the board. It looks like it's Calumnia that's going to get targeted. He does have the Merc, so that makes it slightly better, but it is already chunked so low and does not have the flash.
Really good awareness, places that ward at the Raptor camp, but here, Alex, tanking the tower a bit too early. Doesn't even repel, actually, so saving it in case something happens here, but look at how much damage just 1 Q auto from Azir did to Fia.
It's pretty absurd. Has the Luden so early in the game. Calumnia, he has almost sec, but feels too low to even contest anything. Maybe don't even need to herald mid. It might just go down naturally. As Mission is pretty close to picking himself up a 40 CS lead here if he can deny some of these creeps.
Yeah, the gold we saw earlier, he was, wow.
Oh no. He did try and go for the ult, but just died in time. Mission, he does not have Q.
He hasn't Emperor's Divide, however.
Ooh, what's up?
Q is up now. He doesn't have any sort of sum, but Nature here. Man, Nature's had been really clutch on these roams to protect his solo and jungle.
This must be so depressing for S9. Time and time again, the kills are just getting away from you. YJY, he has the flash.
Yeah, quickness used. He is charmed, but will flash away, and the lick will mean that Nature cannot follow up on that, but entire priority over this bottom side river. You think they will be looking towards this dragon, even if they don't need it, possibly a good sort of insurance policy. As we see, YJY will get knocked up by the Rakan, and will just be going down to Alex. As Rallia solo killed on top by the looks of things, I don't know if he can...
Oh, he might be able to get it.
He does.
He actually gets it. Driver was so close to getting the Mega Gnar, but couldn't quite get it. Calumnia engaged on now as well. Still has the ult. It didn't actually put it on CD, but I think he might just be dead again. Oh, it's so low. And it is really just impossible to recover in these lanes.
Oh, and Flash Cocoon will land, and yeah, Keres just gets absolutely annihilated. But Fear here, using the clone, will now be Tower Dove. Atlan picking up that one, so everyone kind of dying all over the map, although Rallia does pick up that solo kill top.
Yeah, the solo kill top is nice, it's just, is it really going to matter in this game? It feels like the rest of the map has already collapsed, and oh yeah, he does not have the flash. Think he can get away. I think this was Driver kind of just throwing it. I mean, he was like very far ahead and he thought he could go for it. Unfortunately, couldn't quite get enough from... Oh yeah, missed the first Q on the creeps, so maybe should have just been spam ordering creeps here, but it's hard with Akali in that shroud, so there's a big lead and you can see...
He's still in high spirits.
He is. No, I think he still wins this lane, to be honest. I don't think it's actually going to change a whole lot for him. Herald has now put bot. I think Impunity, with their gold lead, could look to end this game extremely early.
Yeah, kind of crazy to me that they're so far ahead, picked up that Rift Herald, and it got used because it was almost about to time out. I mean, after we saw them dive mid, dive bottom tower, it wasn't used during any of that, but will crash, and tower plates will go towards both Alex and Atlan, as Driver now getting engaged on by Fear. Cyclone used. Driver is quite fast here, though. Almost, I mean, huge chunk onto Fear, as Emperor's Divide will not land. Calumnia flashed away from it, so will survive on this occasion, but the 0-3 Orianna loses tower mid. Tower bot was the first tower to go down, so things really falling apart here for the side of S9.
It really is the kind of lead that's just unrecoverable. I mean, down 9,000 gold at 13 minutes, you just can't really stop the bleeding. It's so far behind that you can be dived or pushed out of your jungle at pretty much any moment. And falling further and further behind, Calumnia, I mean, at this point, there really just isn't a whole lot you can do, right? I think your chance to make a difference in this game was, in those extremely early levels, unfortunately made a critical mistake there and fell behind pretty heavily off it.
Honestly surprising to me how well Rallia is doing in these trades, but now that Alex is here, very strong, does have the proto belt. Nice repel to dodge both the shuriken and that tower shot, as Rallia will get away.
There are members around here. Driver could maybe be in trouble. He does not have the flash, but he's very, very fast.
Yeah, just back away.
Calumnia, I mean, he's just too behind. there really isn't anything you can do. If you're forced like that away from your tier 2 tower, something has gone very, very wrong in your early game.
You've just had, at 13 minutes, a Xayah Gale Force into the tower to start the dive.
Mission, the Magi King, has picked it up once again. 10 stacks already from the Darksteel. Dragon hasn't been picked up at all. I think that's Impunity saying we can just end before Dragon Soul even comes online. Don't even need to waste time doing it. Gets the second Herald, and I think this could just be used to break open top. Probably get 2 towers in that top lane. Will catapult this gold lead even further ahead. And SEM9, I mean, we sometimes talk about win conditions from behind. I kind of think you need all of Impunity to just DC at this point.
Yeah, it does really appear that way, as Alex prepares the Herald for the second one. We are seeing YJY get engaged on. Allen actually getting quite low. Does have to use both Flash and that Feather Caller as Rallia engages onto Alex. is very low. We'll get the shutdown now onto Alex, so a lot of gold being put into this Akali. Will Mission make it out? Does have Emperor's Divide still available. Shuriken will go wide, so will live. Teleport now being used to match Driver down the bot lane, and that is a 3-level difference between solo laners.
Certainly is. And Relia, finding himself some kills, which is nice. Problem is, Mission's already building the Banshees, so you're just not going to do any damage. I think Mission TB bot kills Calumnia again, now 0 and 5. Another tower falls. That top tower is low as well. I mean, Impunity up more than 10,000 gold here at only 16 minutes. What more can they get done? It feels like maybe you could probably break these tier 2s without Baron. Breaking tier 3s is possible, but as always, it's just a lot easier if you can get the Baron.
Yeah, at the moment, however, we do see Mission just diving over and over again, so perhaps with the lead, may be able to look... Oh, we do see first Dragon of the game, 16 minutes and 30 seconds in, but look at that gold difference. It's just really, really steadily increasing. Even with that shutdown, you don't notice anything on this graph.
Drag is picked up. It is pretty nice just for the stats, actually, just having the Infernal. Especially because there's so much damage already, right? It's just so accelerated in terms of items. It's a 50 CS lead, almost 60 in mid, which is pretty insane. Not much Calumnia can do, as we said.
YJY will be cocooned, lose a lot of that health. Grey health shield available.
Aurelian still has to be respected here. It looks like Impunity with the inside track, though, will pick up the mid. Ooh.
Relia in the middle of the team does use that Shroud, so will be quite vulnerable now as the quickness lands onto him. Fia, nice Cyclone to allow Relia to pick up that shutdown as Driver flashes in, only hits one with the Gnar, and it is the support, but Blade Caller comes in, a massive damage onto the entire team of S9, and Alan is charging forward. Feather, well, lots of feathers going out, but they won't be able to hit anyone for now as Relia comes in, picks himself up, another 2 kills. So this Akali is really, really scary now.
How on earth can SEM9 win a fight? I think it was just Mission kind of mispositioning, but the fact that a fight can even be won this far behind is insane. And credit to Rel here, has actually managed to find himself a pretty solid scoreline in this game now. Definitely carried that fight. So it's a nice pickup. Again, it feels like it only delays the inevitable, but hey, if we have a few more fights like that, S9 could maybe crawl themselves back into the game, although it still feels very, very difficult. Driver's not here. He's getting the top tower. Mission as well. Doesn't have the Emperor's Divide or Flash. So I think once he'd kind of used the WEQ, needed to back away, but really nice flank from Fia. And then just the damage from Relia comes through, all before Driver's here. Nice flash out of Carriers there, just gets away. So kind of a miracle team fight. Basically everything went right for SEM9. And they did, admittedly do kind of trade up overall, but nothing comes of it extra, right? Like there's no more objectives taken off it. It is just the shutdowns, which again, it's better than nothing at this point, but you'd really be hoping for, if it's a bit later in the game, maybe you get the Baron after that. Unfortunately, it's just a bit too early. Yeah, big damage coming out of there from Relia, who's looking onto Alex, has the R2. Is now used.
Yeah, so with that ability down now, you feel S9, with the amount, with how much Akali has to do to them have any hope, you feel with that ult down now, you can sort of just do whatever you want as Impunity. Obviously, picked up a bunch of shutdowns in that last fight, but still a 10k gold lead for the blue side.
The top tower does go down. All that solo gold goes on to Mission. Has his Banshees now, so should be extremely hard to kill, especially when he has the flash back up. And they have enough priority with all these 3 tier 2s down that I think when Baron spawns, it won't instantly start it, but it becomes a very realistic win condition for them.
Yeah, and a lot of damage onto that too with, pretty much anyone on their team.
Yeah, there is a lot of DPS just across the board. They have so much control as well. It's really difficult to face check this from the side of S9. Maybe we'll spot out Impunity's recalls though and could regain just a little bit of control. Looks like Fia now will enter. So they want to try to get back as much control as they can before Baron is started up.
Blighted Jewel now onto that Azir, so even more damage will be coming through, and you feel like with this recall, they will likely look towards this Baron in the near future. You have to feel like, if S9 doesn't come quickly, they will just be able to take it.
Next Dragon's up in a minute, but I think honestly both teams will probably ignore it. It really is too late, I think, for any realistic drag win condition. Baron is being looked at though. There's a lot of positioning around this. They do it so fast. They already have almost 3 items on the Xayah.
It's started up. Will be spotted. Oh, will not actually be spotted out because of that pink ward we see. Mission here on the side trying to chunk out the jungler of S9.
And TP comes through. S9, they really need to try get back in, but it's so difficult.
Yeah, how do you get past these soldiers? Relia has found an inside track, but the Baron is already at 1.5k and will just be going down, so no fight to really follow it either, unless Relia sort of overextends. But yeah, just a free Baron, 0 kills happening, and with that, I mean, there's not much wave clear on the side of S9. Orianna obviously very far behind, won't be doing that much damage. You feel like there's a good chance for some inhibitors to be going down here?
I think Impunity will try and play for the end. If they can find any sort of kills, they can definitely look to take even more. Nature does recall though, and Relia managed to push out this top wave, so at least for now, Impunity are going to be forced to kind of step away, answer waves, regain some tempo. Mission, I think he probably wins this, although the R connects, has R to cancel it. Relia not going in on it, now will just be chased down.
Yeah, Driver here now too, does land that shuriken for the slow, and Emperor's Divide, he has just gone down very, very quickly, and so now with that we'll have top lane prio, mid's already pushing in. Bot lane will not have minions for now, but you can just push those 2 waves in at once.
That's the kill you need. Relia is the strongest member. While you don't have the waves in yet, I think you can look to pressure these towers for sure. Really, it's just Calumnia's Aura ult that's the main threat, and at least for now will be enough until this top wave comes in as well. The waves aren't synced, so it is actually quite difficult to break these. Although, maybe just strong enough they could walk them off the tower. It looks like what's going to happen. I'd like to see Driver go back mid. Yeah, keep buffing that wave. So much damage coming out from Mission once again.
Calumnia is so low, but Featherstorm now used, so we'll have to be a lot more careful on Xayah, and with that, they will recall. But Driver here doing some last attacks on this inhib tower. It does eventually go down.
Yeah, getting the mid inhib isn't super important. Mid inhib, just because of its position, is the least important inhib. Doesn't really help you pressure those objectives. People will always be pushing down mid anyway. And also they can just take it at pretty much any point. I wonder, they have a minute on the Baron. Can they use it to break bot? I don't think so. Resets have already come through, and I don't think they'll be able to pressure it enough in time.
Well, YJ, oh, he gets away. Sorry, just looking at the mini-map.
Mission, he's going to try go for a little more. I mean, they still have a little bit of time. If they could break this 3rd tower, it would be really, really big for them.
Yeah, 1 minute, and it is a pretty big minion wave, as well as that tower now put down behind them, so no flank opportunities available for S9. Relia looking, however, shuriken goes wide, so if that loses a lot of damage.
It looks like they are going to try break it. They basically have 1 more wave of Baron that can be used, but they're strong enough that I think they should be able to move them off it.
Yeah, and with Driver now in the mid lane, they'll have to be thinking of mid inhib while trying to protect the bottom lane tower. Mission doing good job zoning.
Yeah, this is the last wave. Taking damage. I think it goes down.
Here we go. They will be getting this tower, and now how do you defend the inhibs? I don't think you can. I feel like this will just probably be the inevitable end of the game.
Yeah, all Impunity need to do is just keep pushing in the waves now, and it's over.
Yeah, the wave after what just spawned should have double super minions, and there is no real wave clear here on the side of S9 to clear that out, as Relia making the final stand. Will get stunned up actually by the cocoon. Charmers landed from quickness, but Fia finding a nice engagement. Relia picks off Nature on the back line as YJY flashes to eat Relia for safety. Mission manages to get, Driver actually gets that kill. He is going to go Mega. Can he get it in time? No, he will not. So team fight win here for S9, but you have to say 3 inhibs down. And there's nothing on the map for them to even claim, so.
I mean, S9 should not be winning these fights, but Relia does just keep smurfing. And I think as well, carries of Impunity seem to keep getting caught out. And I think, you know, while I found that extremely huge early game lead, just haven't played the team fights quite as cleanly as they needed to. I think it's still kind of riding on the wall here for S9. With 3 inhibs down, you do get quite a lot of farm, but you have so much of a gold deficit to make back up. how did this fight start? It was actually an engage on a driver, which was just used to kind of engage onto the team. I think at this point, if Impunity just back off, they're completely fine. But the carries all bunch up, get knocked up by the Cyclone here. Actually, Fia gets really nice Cyclone on pretty much the whole team. And Relia managed to kill, again, like pretty much both carries. Gets mission very low, low enough that... Actually, yeah, it does just get taken out by Kerez. So I think, honestly, just pretty significantly mis-executed from Impunity. Need to see better team fighting from them. I think they still are the favorites to win this game for sure, but Relia, he's putting in a pretty good effort.
Yeah, I mean, every time they win a team fight and I look at that gold graph, it's still further gold disparity than I looked last. So I guess that's just the effect of sort of being so far behind in all these objectives as two double super minion waves coming in at the same time. A bot one will be coming shortly too, as well as the top, and that Nexus tower almost dead already without really Impunity even hitting it.
Fear does have a good flank. Like you said, it is going to die just with these creeps crashing. I think the Fear has to pull the trigger sooner rather than later. It's now going to move in, but Impunity, they're positioned much better than last time.
Yeah, Nature is looking out for this. He will spot out Fear, so quickness used. They're just turning on him. I think this is a great decision. He will be absolutely blown up, and now it's a 4v5 with 3 waves of double supers coming in. And I don't even know if they have the ability to fight without Fear. Like, how do you initiate a fight here? It's just Tower 2 going down, and now all you have to do as Impunity is focus the Nexus, although Relia trying his best, but the Nexus is going to go down, and that is the game to Impunity. 27 minutes it took. You feel like they could have done it quicker, but they got the win eventually, and we did expect them to win, but maybe after that early game, they showed quite a lot of faults.
Yeah, I mean, it was an extremely clean early game. I want to say up to about 15, 16 minutes, one of the most dominant games we've ever seen in the PCS this split. But the problem is, after that, team fighting was not good enough. And it's kind of hard to say, is that a sign of things to come in playoffs or not? Like, who can say, really? Because I think at one point, you know you're so far ahead in this game that there really isn't much you can do to lose. You can throw pretty much as many times as you want. It's still fine.
We get the Gnar dance this time.
Is that Mega Gnar? I think
that's
it is.
Mega Gnar, yeah.
Oh my god, he just got W.
Yeah, W, and there we go.
I love Driver. Yeah, I mean, I think really, Relia, to his credit, did have a pretty good game. I still think the draft overall from Impunity, from the side of S9 was pretty average.